The dark story of Jeffrey Dahmer. Introduction. In the history of crime, there are some cases so disturbing that they leave the entire world in shock. One such case is the story of Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was not just a serial killer. He was responsible for some of the most horrifying crimes ever recorded in the United States. Between 1978 and 1991, Dahmer murdered 17 young men and boys. His crimes included murder, dismemberment, necrophilia, and even cannibalism. Because of the horrifying nature of his crimes, he became known as the Milwaukee Cannibal. But the most disturbing question remains: how does a normal-looking person become one of the most notorious killers in history? Today, we will explore the life, crimes, psychology, and downfall of Jeffrey Dahmer. Early life. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. His father, Lionel Dahmer, was a chemist. His mother, Joyce Dahmer, struggled with mental health issues and often took medication. Jeffrey's childhood was not completely normal. His parents frequently argued, and the household environment was unstable. From a very young age, Jeffrey showed unusual interests. One of his earliest fascinations was dead animals. He would collect animal bones and examine them. His father once showed him how to bleach animal bones with chemicals, thinking it was just scientific curiosity. But this strange fascination slowly grew darker. Teenage years. During his teenage years, Jeffrey Dahmer became increasingly isolated. He had very few friends. He struggled with alcohol addiction, even while in high school. Many classmates later said that Dahmer often appeared drunk during school hours. Despite his disturbing behavior, nobody imagined that he would one day become a serial killer. In 1978, after his parents divorced, Dahmer was left alone in the family home. That same year, everything changed. The first murder. The first victim of Jeffrey Dahmer was a young hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. Stephen Hicks was just 18 years old. Dahmer picked him up while he was hitchhiking and invited him to his house. The two drank alcohol together. When Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer panicked. He didn't want to be alone again. So he hit Hicks with a dumbbell and strangled him to death. After killing him, Dahmer dismembered the body and buried the remains. This was the beginning of a horrifying killing spree, a double life. For several years after the first murder, Dahmer tried to live a normal life. He joined the army, but was later discharged due to alcohol problems. Eventually, he moved to Milwaukee and lived with his grandmother. But his dark desires returned. During the late 1980s, Dahmer began targeting young men, often meeting them at bars or shopping malls. He would invite them to his apartment with offers of money for photographs. Once inside, he drugged them. Then he murdered them. Horrifying crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer's crimes were extremely disturbing. After killing his victims, he often dismembered their bodies. He kept skulls, bones, and body parts as souvenirs. Some remains were stored in his refrigerator. In some cases, Dahmer cannibalism. He later told investigators that he wanted his victims to become a permanent part of him. His apartment slowly turned into a place of unimaginable horror. Yet for years, nobody stopped him. Police failures. One of the most shocking parts of the Dahmer case is the failure of the police. In one incident, a 14-year-old boy is from Dahmer's apartment. Two women found the boy and called the police. But Dahmer convinced the officers that the boy was simply his adult boyfriend who had too much to drink The police returned the boy to Dahmer. Tragically, the boy was later murdered. This victim was Koneraksintasomphon. This mistake became one of the most criticized police failures in criminal history. The final victim and arrest. Everything finally came to an end in July 1991. Dahmer attempted to drug another man named Tracy Edwards, but Edwards managed to escape from the apartment while handcuffed. He ran into the street and flagged down police officers. When police entered Dahmer's apartment, they discovered something terrifying. Inside the apartment, they found Polaroid photos of dismembered bodies, human skulls, body parts in the refrigerator, and evidence of multiple murders. Jeffrey Dahmer was immediately arrested. Trial. The trial of Jeffrey Dahmer shocked the entire world. In 1992, he was convicted of 15 murders. The court sentenced him to 15 life sentences, totaling over 900 years in prison. During the trial, Dahmer admitted his crimes and even expressed regret. But the horrifying details of his actions left the public deeply disturbed. Death in prison. Jeffrey Dahmer was sent to prison in Wisconsin. In 1994, he was attacked by another inmate. That inmate was Christopher Scarver. Scarver beat Dahmer to death with a metal bar inside the prison. Jeffrey Dahmer died on November 28, 1994. And the world was forced to confront a chilling truth. Sometimes evil hides in plain sight.